Hi everyone, I hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to my channel. I am your favorite YouTuber. Today, we're going to be talking about robotic affirming. But before we get into that, you are more than welcome to subscribe. On this channel, I talk about all things law of assumption. So if that sounds good to you, I would love to have you here. Also, you wouldn't want to miss out on one-on-one coaching with me, where I bring you to your desired reality step by step. What I can say for a fact is that my emails are laced with literal magic. If you would like to be spoiled, if you would like all of the attention to be on you, if you would like to get your desire as quickly as possible with me in the ringer with you, sign up today at RitaKaminski.com or click the first link in the description box down below. I know you want to. You're also more than welcome to join my members only YouTube program. You'll be getting 4 exclusive videos per month where I offer collective coaching. Feel free to ask me any question that you may have and you'll be guided through your situation and be supported by a like-minded community within a safe space. Hundreds of people's lives have already been changed by becoming a member. We go so much deeper into the law of assumption by learning from specific examples. So if my baddies didn't have a question that week, they still learn life-changing information. It would literally be a no-brainer to invest in yourself and join, so the link will be in the description box down below. Alternatively, you can literally just click the join button right next to my name. If members only is not available in your country or the link simply does not work, don't worry, I got you. Join by clicking the Patreon link down below. It is the exact same program. First of all, what is robotic affirming in relation to the law of assumption? Robotic affirming is literally just repeating an affirmation out loud or in your mind without really thinking about it. Your mind is on autopilot. This is different to normal affirmations where people are encouraged to affirm and at the same time affirm from the state of having, or really concentrating on the meaning behind what is being said. Robotic affirmations are somewhat of a controversial subject, with people not believing in robotic affirming or simply believing that it's not as effective as just feeling into the state, with a group of people either believing that robotic affirming does not get you to your desire or thinking that it is not as effective as other techniques out there that require you to really put in your energy and your thoughts and your feelings and actually understanding what you are saying behind each and every single affirmation, each and every single word. Now, where do I stand in terms of robotic affirming? I've had a love-hate relationship with robotic affirming through my law of assumption career, through my law of assumption journey. And after about 2 years of experimenting with a different vast amount of techniques, I have come to this conclusion about robotic affirming. Does robotic affirming work? A resounding stone cold yes. The thing is, we are not targeting our conscious mind, we are targeting our subconscious mind. So by mindlessly affirming non-stop, we are able to seep into our subconscious mind very effectively without putting in any of the work. This can really work for people who don't want to put the effort into manifesting and using all of these different techniques that require a lot of energy. For example, to visualize, you have to lay down and really imagine a scene in your mind. Whereas robotic affirming, you can just be walking your dog and repeating, my SP is obsessed with me, my SP is obsessed with me, my SP is obsessed with me, without really thinking about it. It helps you detach from the manifestation while also keeping it in your subconscious mind. Robotic affirmations help your subconscious mind do the work for you. Are they just as effective as just affirming or visualizing or satsing? The answer is quite mixed. If you are in the mindset of robotically affirming non-stop, if you are not overly anxious about how many times you do it, For example, you're okay with doing it for 24 hours today and then tomorrow. You're okay if for a little bit you missed out on that. Like, you're not overthinking about it. You're just putting in the work day in and day out as much as possible. Robotic affirmations are for you. Robotic affirming is like math, whereas visualizing and doing these more traditional techniques is like English. It's very much qualitative, meaning English essays are up for interpretation, right? There is no one set answer. Meaning, if you're not confident with your techniques and you're not sure if you're doing anything right, you might go over to robotic affirming, which is more quantitative, meaning 1 + 1 = 2. If you constantly and consistently robotically affirm, you will get your manifestation. There's no doubt about it, as quickly as possible. I have oscillated between the two. Right now, I'm actually robotic affirming non-stop. I have been doing so, and I've been seeing crazy results on my YouTube channel, on the amount of clients I'm getting, on manifesting a house for myself and my partner, and an array of other things. Is robotic affirming the end all and be all? Meaning, is that the only thing you should do in order to manifest and doing everything else isn't going to work? Of course not, absolutely not. There have been chapters in my life where I simply could not just keep robotically affirming. I found it very exhausting, and many people do. So if you feel burnt out by that, listen to yourself and no one else. Do a technique that genuinely makes you feel at ease and at flow to do. If something feels contractive, if something feels forced for you, if something feels like homework, it's not the technique for you. However, if it makes you excited, if you love that knowing that concretely, if I affirm this amount of times, I'm going to get this thing, hell fucking yeah, do that, put in the work. It's just as simple as that. Some chapters of my life, I don't feel like doing that. I'd rather do sats in the evening and go live my life. Other chapters of my life, I'm so set, I'm wanting this thing so bad that I am going to do whatever the fuck it takes. And by being in that mode of wanting, I'm actually so excited to do affirmations, robotic affirmations, and affirmations. And that's getting me my results. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But you don't only need to do robotic affirming, and it's not like if you don't do robotic affirming, you're not gonna get your manifestation. The same thing goes for just because you're doing sats doesn't mean every other technique doesn't work for you. It's just whatever chapter you're in life, it's your mood. Like, we are humans, we change and we adapt, like the seasons. Like, vitamin C in the morning could have worked for me 2 years ago, but right now I like putting niacinamide on my face, and that brings me my results. So it's all about listening to yourself and what makes you feel good to do in the moment. I also want to just say that if you are doing robotic affirming but someone else does not resonate with it, that shouldn't give you the reason to bully someone else. Like, just because someone likes doing robotic affirming and you like visualizing also doesn't give you the right to bully someone else. We are a pretty small community, and I know that we're going to get even bigger, and even within this next year, I have a feeling that law of assumption is going to become hella mainstream. But as we are a niche community right now, we need to like band together and be a community that encourages each other. Okay, you are a states girl and someone else is robotically affirming, like, that doesn't give you the right to bully someone on Twitter. Y'all really manifested the mommy in me. Other things to note: robotic affirming and affirming is not just a thought, it is a technique. Another thing to note: robotic affirming versus states have nothing to do with each other. Another thing to note: robotic affirming gets you to your state just like visualizing gets you to your state. So let's stop with that. Like, that is just common sense, it's common knowledge, but let's just let everyone in this community do the techniques that they like to do to get themselves into the state. But rest assured, being in the state is the upper echelon. It is the high ground. It is what is going to get you to your manifestation. But you're doing your affirming, visualizing, scripting, satsing in order to get into that state. The only thing we should bully each other for is like if someone is putting limitations on you, right? Like we need to like call people out that are putting limiting beliefs on other people, because every single person that is watching this right now is absolutely limitless, and I want you to know that. Additionally, it is in my own personal opinion, based off of my experience, when you are affirming, visualizing, scripting, using sats, doing any TikTok technique, doing any technique for that matter, when you are doing it from the state of having, that is the most powerful thing that you can do, because you're not manifesting to get. You are already up here. We are skipping all of the steps. It's like a quantum leap into a new reality. Each time I tell you to manifest from the state of having that thing, I'm basically telling you to quantum leap. We are skipping all of the steps. I believe that that is the most important, most effective, quickest way of manifesting. If that is cumbersome for you to do, or if you do not have time, robotic affirming is just as important, is just as effective. Sometimes I don't want to put in energy to make myself be in the state. So by working brick by brick, meaning of robotically affirming, robotically affirming, robotically affirming, we are getting to that state. So you can robotically affirm not from the state, right? That is basically what robotically affirming is. I also want to mention that you can robotically affirm once and get your desire. You can think about your desire and get your desire. So I don't want to put limits on you by saying robotically affirming is, you know, doing brick by brick work and eventually you'll get to the state. No, you can literally robotically affirm once and get there. But we are working with ourselves, right? Not against ourselves. So we are constantly working on our self-concept and understanding and reminding ourselves that we are truly limitless and we can literally instantly manifest. But for the time being, while we are not there yet, like I can't split atoms right now. I know that I can because I fully and wholeheartedly believe in the law of assumption, but something in me is limited to that, right? That means that I'm going to still work on it. I'm not going to handicap myself or give up or not do the work. I'm going to do the work and also manifest and create the assumption that I have no limitations against that. For example, you've heard me talk about losing weight at the start of the year. I stopped going to the gym and I started eating whatever it is that I wanted. Now I will link that video up above where Abdullah basically says that, Neville, you have quibble. You won't be able to lose weight by eating anything because you still have a limiting belief. You are still in the state of, I have to exercise and be vegan in order to be healthy, right? Whereas Abdullah was fully rid from that. I gotta be honest with you, when I stopped going to the gym, I was able to maintain myself and maintain myself and maintain myself until I went to Europe and I gained the weight. Does that mean I'm going to put in the towel and say, fuck the law of assumption, states don't work, none of this works? No, the law of assumption works. It is the state that you're in, it is the state that I'm in, where I have a limitation still to that. I was using sats to get into the state of having 100,000 subscribers, to the point where it was just not natural for me not to have those 100,000 subscribers, followers, because I got into the state by doing sats. Whereas this specific state of losing weight, there's something in my mind still that tells me I need to go to the gym still. I need to eat less still. So am I just going to throw in the towel with the law of assumption and go to the gym? No. At the same time, am I going to handicap myself and still do the same thing that I have been doing and gain weight? No, I'm going to work with myself and work with my limitations, fully knowing in longevity, in the long run, that I am going to break down those limitations just like I broke down the limitations about 100,000 subscribers. Every single thing is a state
Like me sitting and editing, knowing that I'm going to have insert number here of views per video is a state. Me holding the scrunchie right now is a state. Me knowing that my subscribers are going to be growing is a state. Me knowing that I am an expert in the law of assumption is a state. Me knowing that my partner is going to provide for me always, is deeply, fully in love with me and obsessed with me and willing to do anything it takes to be with me, is a state. We all have states about every single thing, and there are infinite states, and every single moment we are adaptable to change states. Some states need more work than others, okay? So we're just working with ourselves. If you're not in the state now, we are still working with ourselves to get to the state. But rest assured, you can get in the state instantaneously, in the next moment, and in the next moment, and in the next moment of whatever it is that you want. I just wanted to make that clear.
So to really emphasize, we are working with ourselves. That does not mean that we are limiting ourselves, and that does not mean that we don't believe in the law of assumption, or that does not mean that we can't just instantly manifest. You guys sometimes are so all or nothing. Like it's either this or that. There are shades in between. Yes, you are limitless. You can literally manifest anything that you want right now. But as we are working on our belief that, hey, I can literally manifest anything that I want right now, we are working towards the manifestations that we want. A new house, a car, financial freedom, whatever it is. Something clicked in me and I got into the state of being financially free, not having to work for money at a 9-to-5 job, right? So I made that switch. But if I was just like, oh, I'm not limiting myself, like it's either right now or the law of assumption doesn't work, well, then I wouldn't have been able to get to where I am. So we are constantly working on ourselves, and we are constantly reminding ourselves that we are limitless right now. And don't use that as a crutch. So what does this have to do with robotic affirming? Just because it's not in your reality now does not mean you should give up robotic affirming or your technique or being in this state or whatever it is. We are robotically affirming, or we are doing a technique to get ourselves into the state, or we are manifesting from the state where we have this thing right now, and either affirming, visualizing, satsing, scripting, whatever it is, fully knowing that we can also get it now. But I want you to know, do you understand that all of these techniques are in order for us to get our desire? It is all for us. It is all helping us. So if you want to do just robotically affirming and not even do affirming where you are in the state, we are going to robotically affirm. If something in you is telling you, I can't visualize, or I can't just robotically affirm, we are pivoting, we are working with ourselves, and we're doing the thing that will make us feel the most as though we have this thing right now, that will put us into the state as fast as possible. Does that mean robotic affirming doesn't work, or does that mean the visualizing doesn't work? No, we are simply just working with ourselves. So yes, robotic affirming is a very amazing tool in order to get your manifestation, in order to get into the state. I am not knocking it, and I fully and wholeheartedly believe in it. I'm using it now, and just within the past 2 weeks, I have gotten a lot of things. But we need to stop bullying other people for not using robotic affirming, okay? So that was a lot of information. I want you to really sit with what I just gave you right now. If you have any comments, I'm happy to reply to them and answer your questions down below, because I gave a lot in a very short time frame. But with that being said, I trust that this video gave you the exact guidance that you needed. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, because I know you loved it. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.